I'm curious what these jackdaw pilots are thinking, on the Rote Kapelle side.
30 seconds to go.
If I was them, I would definitely, being a jackdaw pilot, going for that vigil, because it is a T1 ship. It is not getting the T2 resistances as the hyena. So that vigil on the home hull control side is definitely one of the definitely big targets that we have that they will want to take down. And the match is gonna actually start here in 5 seconds as both teams start putting out their links. And there we go.
The match has started. We're waiting for everyone to get their locks to see who's getting primaried first. Shockingly, the Rote Capel team is actually rushing in, and I do not know what's going. The Vindicator is starting to move, so he has not caught any of these Slepners rushing right by him towards his support of his fleet.
Okay, they're gonna have
Holy
to get
cow!
caught now because they're on their heels. The Slepners did try to get away, but looks like they're right behind them chasing. Even wow, this is pretty good. So the Slepners came very close to getting away. They're still actually going pretty fast, and the Vindies and the Claymores are having trouble keeping up. And looks like they did catch one of the Slepners of Helsier. Is caught while the Slepner of Ben Booley is actually still being shot, and looks like he's getting caught as well by the Slepner of Izen on Hull Control's team. So this is not a good situation to be in. But the
This
Scimitar is being damaged right now.
Yeah, so Hull Control's Scimitar is being primaried. I did see initial shots on the Hyena and the Vigil, but they did not hold up very well. But they are trading. It looks like the Scimitar is stabilized, and the Flycatcher on Rote Capel's side is dropping very quickly, even though he's catching reps.
Yeah, Mini Bren and the Scimitar has managed to just create a ton of distance. He was taking damage, and he's decided, and he was able to mitigate a lot of that damage. And we just saw Moa go down for the Hull Control
Yeah,
team.
they seem to be focusing on this Flycatcher who's in 1% structure and still living, and they traded for a Moa. I do not think that was worth at all.
Yeah, the Moa loss is definitely a big hit over Flycatcher, but hey, dropping that DPS. Surprisingly enough, this Vindicator hasn't been like focused at all. Hasn't been stopped. A lot of guys is just having a field day going across this whole arena, and the Slepner of Helser is just taking so much damage. And we just lost a Gila. That was surprising. Didn't
No,
expect the Gila to go down.
that was the that was the second Flycatcher. And so this Slepner is actually being sat on by the Vindy, and he's just sitting there at 0, hitting him in the face, and the Slepner is not able to hold on, even with rep bots.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Gila. I meant Flycatcher. Listen, but we did just lose a Slepner. Wow, Rokapel is under a lot of pressure. Ben Booley is also tackled. The Jackdaw's taking damage. Hulk Control seems to have all the control in this match. They just lost to Moa, but they don't really care. That's a T1 cruiser. It's alright. Rokapel just
So
now lost another Gila as well.
yeah, and so the Hull Control Scimitar, I think, has been being shot at majority of the time. He's finally dropped into armor. He's like, his local reps actually catching him. He's in structure already too, but he somehow is able to rep himself back up. I don't know if he was trying to bait tank and it kind of backfired on him because he's really like low on HP.
Yeah,
But
I think
his local tank's holding.
yeah, I think the Gila going down, him those drones drop off really helped him survive a little longer. He does pretty much just getting shot by drones here. But he's surviving. He's outlasting because he's surviving for so long. It's allowing Hull Control to just focus on the other ships of the Rokapel team as they just lost a Jackdaw. All they have left is the tackled Slepner, a
Yes, and
Gila,
this
a Scimitar, and Hyena, and they don't even care about the Simi. The Simi is doing nothing to help the team because it's just too much overwhelming damage.
Yeah, so this Vindicator is once again sitting on Ben Booley and the Slepner, and even though the Slepner is catching reps, the Vindicator's just pounding through him, and I think he's actually taking damage. I don't think he's being primaried by anything, but his shield tank is actually holding up pretty well.
Yeah, there's not enough DPS to even get shield tank Vindicator right now, so he's comfortable. They're happy they just won their match. They have no more matches to play. They know they're going to the Alliance tournament. So I'm happy to actually see another Wormhole group going to Alliance. So we need more Wormhole groups getting in through. Cyclo and Nagila, good pilot. He's able to live, and I expected Cyclo would be one of the last pilots to live because he's actually a really good PvP pilot. So he actually kept the distance to whole match. So good on him. Unfortunately, the rest of his team wasn't able to do the same and kite as they needed to. But good on them. The Vigil is still alive. That's such a big thing for whole control.
Yeah, being able to target paint so your battleships, battle cruisers can apply their DPS is a huge help. And like you were saying earlier, Lysis, being a frigate pilot may not seem like much in the tournament, but because they're worth less points, they're only they have a very focused purpose, but that purpose is hugely important to the composition of a team.
My curiosity is, this came down to the start of the match on where it could have swung. Instead of burning directly back and having your support wing slow down the tackle ship, the Vindicator and the Sleipnir and all the tackle ships coming at you, because whole control didn't have that many tackle ships really. They burned their Sleipnirs aside, which does not help create that distance. They instead of going straight back and just get as much distance as possible, they decided to go to the left, and the Vindies didn't have to burn that much at all. And you overheat those webs, you're gonna catch. Sleipnir caught him, Vindy caught him, everything caught your ship. Both Sleipnirs got caught. It was just bad piloting there on Rote Kapelle's team for those core DPS ships to not burn in the most optimal way.
And so Rote Kapelle has been completely cleaned off the field, and we'll send it back to Apophany in the studio.